Yes. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Friday afternoon video. And it's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Something for the weekend, as we always know. From that great singer, Rebecca Black. But it's Friday, the start of the unofficial first weekend of 2026. But thank you all for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below, on this channel, and show my other channels your love and support. All the links are down below as well. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, share the video all over the internet. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on this video, or any one of my past videos, now videos like this one, or in the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments. You know where you're going to go. To that dark and evil shadow realm. And Satan, Ozzy, and their minions will chop you up like somebody on the Food Network. And then eat your soul after it's chopped up like that. So, don't do it. You want to do it, go do it on your dead channel that nobody really cares about. But it is what it is. Because you ain't going to do it on mine because you're going to get blocked. And if you don't like it, tough shit. But you'll watch anyway because you love me. And I don't love you. So you can pretty much go to hell and rot for all I care. And that's that. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss the next one, you pretty much are SOL, you know what that means, and if you don't know what it means, for God's sake, look it up. And if not, you're lost. And that's that. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab your nice, tasty cold one, your nice, tasty beverage of choice. As always, I got cherry Coke in here. Not cherry Pepsi, cherry Coke. And, straight, by the way. Because I don't have any alcohol in the house. And you can't tell I don't. So, kiss my ass. Anyway, but grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, sit back, relax, put your stinky feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, too bad. That's it. Alright. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen, January the 2nd, 2026, as we are starting the road to 2027. We are 363 days and change away. Well, actually, 361 days and change. Of course, you gotta add the hours on New Year's Eve. So, but 360... 61, 62, actually, take that back. We are 362 days and change away from the start of 2027, but the second day of the brand new year, and we're starting the second half of The Price is Right. I mean, the second half of the 2020s. And we got leap year coming in 2028. So, an extra day coming in 2 years from now. But not this year. Not next year, but well, we got that. But I hope everybody has a great year, or some of you have a great year, and everybody else, you can pretty much kiss my ass. And that's that. Let me move on. Alright, we got SmackDown coming your way, and a little bit later tonight, as the sun's about to go down here in the Northeast, and it's almost 5 o'clock here in my neck of the woods. So, you know, days are getting longer, ladies and gentlemen. By the time we hit beginning of March, sun will be going down around 7 o'clock. Well, around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then by the time we hit June, like almost 8:45, 9 o'clock in my neck of the woods. I mean, 8:45, 9 o'clock, the sun goes down and gets dark. So, it's coming. Ready start the year, and we're talking about Easter coming up, early April. You know, the summer will be here before you know it, the spring as well. And then you're like, oh, it's too hot! And then you're like, it's too hot, and then I want the winter back. And then before you know it, Christmas will be around the corner. So, This year's going to go by faster than probably last year will go. But we'll see what happens with that. But enjoy 2026 and be safe and be well. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, got a couple of videos coming your way before we get to SmackDown tonight. Got a TNA Ring of Honor review coming after this. And maybe before SmackDown, we'll talk about Wrestle Kingdom on episode 100 of the Shadows Lair 2.0 series. And that's going to be big. And we'll talk about SmackDown tomorrow. Because a lot of things coming tomorrow. Got that. Got SmackDown tomorrow. And probably that'll maybe be it. Maybe another extra video for that ass tomorrow. And then we got the Niners game tomorrow. Get to see Cox at 8 p.m. on ABC or ESPN, wherever you're going to watch it from. And then we got the post-game show. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating the number 1 seed, or celebrating and hoping that the Rams lose on Sunday in Week 18 of the NFL in the league where they play for pay. And the Niners don't have to go to, like, Philadelphia or Chicago next weekend. And, or we go to Tampa Bay or Carolina. But really, me and the faithful the Niners fans, not the greatest fucking fan base ever in football, hoping for that 1 seed. George Kittle will be playing tomorrow. Trent Williams will not be playing unless there's a miracle, but I think it's going to be a great game tomorrow in Santa Clara. The fans are going to go berserk tomorrow. And hopefully the Niners offense and defense plays like they did against the Bears. Well, except the defense giving up 38 points. Hopefully that won't be the case tomorrow night. And pretty much shut the Seacocks down and Sam Darnold. Nope! We'll see some ghosts. I mean, a lot. But we'll see what happens with that. But big game tomorrow. And we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. And for you Jet fans, got games on Sunday, and then pretty much pack up the bags and go to Cancun. Get out of here. We don't need you. So the NFL season will be over by Sunday night, I should say. Then we start the playoffs on the road to Super Bowl LX. That's 60 for you people that don't know Roman numerals. So, we're on the road to Super Bowl 60. And then right after that, baseball. Not going to be a great year for the Yankees or the Mets, but, we never know. And that's that. Alright, before I start, I want to quickly talk about this. I got a special thing in the mail today. Now, like I said, I work in music, and I discover new bands like Conquer Divide and Liliac and people, bands like that. Hanabi, stuff like that. And, I follow my other bands, like, In This Moment, and Motionless in White, and New Year's Day. And where, most of the time they have sales for the Christmas sales and everything for the merchandise. And then they give the fans, like, oh, if you want a Christmas card, send us a message on Instagram or X or whatever, blah, 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 and then they send you stuff. If you're like a VIP or you're on a Patreon or something like that, you get some of those exclusives and everything. Well, I didn't get any of that, but I did kind of pre-order some stuff from the In This Moment catalog not for Christmas per se, but I got the Christmas sales, so I got some of that coming probably in a few weeks. But anyway, one of the new bands that I am listening to is a band called Fae Fatale. It's F-A-E Fatale, F-A-T-A-L-E. Now, this lovely lady is from Los Angeles, California. Of course, I have a California band. Why not? But I discovered her on Instagram, and I didn't know who the hell she was, but, she's a metal chick. Why not? And, I wanted to get more hear more about her, I followed her on Instagram. She follows me back. Why not? Because, I'm Mr. VIP, a very important Peter. So I went into a YouTube page, because she has YouTube, and I listened to some of her songs, and I was like, damn, this is pretty damn good. And then I looked at her, and wait a minute, I'm like, she looks like Lady Gaga. Not Lady Gaga, but she has the face that looks like Lady Gaga, but a little bit. So I actually told her that in a DM on her Instagram. She was like, "Oh, and I never heard somebody say that before." You know how people say you have the face of this person, this person, this person. I have the face of Matthew Broderick, the young version, and a young not Michael Myers, the serial killer, the Mike Myers, the actor. And a little bit of Chris Kattan. I don't know why somebody would call me Chris Kattan, but anyway, a little bit of Mickey Mantle, a young Mickey Mantle. So I'm special. That's that. But yeah, so recently, Faye Fatale put up on her Instagram page that she wants to get back to the fans that are, she's starting her journey in the metal realm, and you can just go on Instagram and find her, Faye Fatale Music, I think it is, or Faye Fatale. Just check that out. But anyway, you can go on YouTube and check out some of her songs like Raw Meat. Yeah, there's a song called Raw Meat. Probably one of my favorites is Grim Reaper. Amazing fucking video. But in any case, she went on Instagram and, wanted to get back to her fans and was sending, like, Christmas card stuff. Or just like a photo for Christmas to thank the fans for, joining her on her journey and stuff like that. So I DM'd her. I said, yeah, send me, I'd like to, get something for Christmas, and I got it, which is, I'm not going to show I'm not going to dox myself, but, I got it today, so, little nice little, medieval type Game of Thrones type packaging. Love that. And inside was a couple of stickers, this is her logo, and then this, which says, Hot and Lifeless. Go figure that one out. That's that. And then I got the picture. It was a big Happy Holidays Christmas card. That's her. That's Faye Fatale and her dog. And then on the back, a little note for the thanking for the fans and everything, blah, blah, blah. So, that's that. So, nice little Christmas card from one of my bands or artists that I follow. And also I got some stuff, in this moment, said happy birthday to me, Chris and Maria and most of the band said hello and everything. Ash Costello sent me a nice little DM on, Instagram, saying happy birthday, because, she's my sweetheart and everything. Love you. And, that's that. So it pays to work in metal. So, it pays to work in music, too. But I digress. So I know people are like, they're gonna complain and bitch and shit, like it's fake. Right. Like everything else is fake. Oh, your depression and your suicidal things are fake. Right. You're fake for saying that, so. But it is what it is. But, just wanted to show that off before I start the actual video. But, so. Good stuff. Good stuff. Love it. I'm gonna put this on my mantle, and I'm gonna probably put the stickers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the stickers. I'm gonna maybe put them on the back wall, or maybe put them on my computer screen somewhere. I'll figure something out with all that. So I don't want to put it on something and I can't get it off, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get off. That's that. But anyway, on this Friday afternoon, getting dark now. It's 5:04 and it still hasn't got dark yet. So about another 5-10 minutes, it should be dark. So about 5:10, 5:15, it'll get officially dark here in the Northeast. But I hope you had a great Friday, and if not, well, fuck you, man. And that's that. Alright, as the title below says, after 15 minutes of spiel, because you clip that, because that's what you do. Stupid reaction channels, that's all you do. Be original. Don't talk about the same people for every fucking live stream. It's just insanely boring. For an hour and a half, or 30 minutes, or 5 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. But thanks for the views, asshole. And the subs, too. And hey, you want to send your minions over to leave stupid comments, they're going to get blocked. You don't like it? Tough shit. Don't promote my channel, but you're going to do it anyway. So, thank you. But it is what it is. I don't need your minions to come over and sub to me because, I care less. But it's my sub count, so thank you. But I digress. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as the title below says, we're going to quickly talk about something. I think I talked about this earlier this year, last year, really. But we talked about WWE possibly being sold to Disney, and they were looking for, buyers, and one of them was Saudi Arabia, the Arabians. And, I felt like, going to Disney would be funny as hell. I have Mickey Mouse as the GM or something. Hi, kids! Mickey and Minnie fighting over Goofy because Minnie's fucking goofy. But I digress. That would be funny as hell. And then others wanted to buy WWE. I think ESPN wanted to buy it. But really the main proponent was Saudi Arabia. Now, it was like, why are they going to go to Saudi Arabia? Because the Blood Prince has that blood money. I have the blood money! And all that other stuff. Well, that little pipe dream might actually become reality. Why, you say? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Per Ringside News, the Bible of all wrestling talk, could WWE be sold to Saudi Arabia? Well, according to the coach, Johnathan Coachman, that's no longer fan speculation. It's an active conversation being talked about behind the scenes, I assume with Nick Khan and people from TKO. I don't know about Hunter and Stephanie. Hi, Steph. And, people within WWE, but it could happen. So anyway, speaking on the Coach and Bro show, Johnathan Coachman claimed that WWE potentially selling to Saudi Arabia is now being discussed backstage. And it all ties back to WWE's ongoing relationship with the Kingdom, which began in 2018 with a 10-year strategic partnership, which is almost up. It got this year, next year, and 2028. So, 3 more years, really. Alright, so the coach says, and I quote from RingsideNews.com, "Is this where I tell you another thing that happened in the last 24 hours? I get a call, and I've been told that our narrative that we've been preaching for 6 months to a year has started to become a topic of conversation. It's not only becoming a topic that you and I talk about, it's actually being talked about backstage in the WWE. Does that surprise you?" Not really. But it is what it is. Coach explained that Saudi Arabia hosting the 2026 Royal Rumble coming up in pretty much 3 weeks from tomorrow. Actually, 4 weeks from tomorrow, at the end of this month. Is being viewed internally as a test. One that will likely set the stage for something much bigger. Well, we already know WrestleMania 43 is going to be in Saudi Arabia. But then again, it could change. Like how 42 was supposed to be in New Orleans, but then it got changed to Las Vegas again. So, we'll see if Royal Rumble does great, which, we already seen Crown Jewel do very well in Saudi Arabia. So, if Royal Rumble does pretty good, I think WrestleMania might be good, might not be good. I don't like it being in Saudi Arabia and, being overseas and, London, England getting the shaft. I'll be nice to you English people. Most of you people are great people, but there's people from England that can kiss my fucking royal Italian ass. But that's another story for another time. But I still think England got the shaft. That's why AEW is going to be at, have All In London this year, and WWE ain't going to have shit for a pay-per-view. But they're going to Puerto Rico. That's one thing. Issa's happy about that. Alright, so we have that. So this could, Royal Rumble could be a test for something bigger, which could be, besides WrestleMania, it could be, more pay-per-views, and the possibility of, the Saudi Prince, owning the fucking shit. And then we have, camels on Monday Night Raw. I mean, this is 1985, right? Where we had the animals and shit. Next thing we know, it's roller games. We can bring the gator out. That was a good show. Roller games back in the mid-1980s. And then they had WoW, the original WoW. Oh, not WoW, sorry, Glow. The original Glow. Not the Netflix show, which did pretty well, even though it got canceled after 3 seasons. It is what it is, and that's that. Anyway, the coach goes on to say, the whole purpose for having the Royal Rumble events in Saudi Arabia in January, which is now this month, is a test. A test to see how Saudi Arabia addresses and holds PLEs. And then, in 15 months, when WrestleMania 43 goes to the same country, that would be the ideal time to possibly buy the promotion. The company, I should say. The company promotion, whatever you want to call it. So, we'll see. He also pointed to financial incentives, calling the potential sale to Saudi Arabia the play from day one, meaning from 2018. That was pretty much Saudi Arabia's thing. They was like, we'd love to have you in our country for PLEs, but we want to buy you now. He referenced the massive earnings performers make in the kingdom. Yeah, the blood money. And the country's recent multi-billion-dollar media acquisitions. That whole WWE experience in Riyadh and everything. So Coach says, why wouldn't you? If everybody, whether it's boxers, MMA guys, whatever, comedians, they're going to Saudi Arabia because the amount of money they can make in one day is what they would make in 6 months touring the U.S. Damn. Hey, if I'm a musician, I'm calling up the Blood Prince. Hey, Metallica wants to come to Saudi Arabia. Yeah! Click. They probably would go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, they were in Abu Dhabi at one point. So, who's to say Lawyers and James are like collaborators, like talk to the Saudi prince. Yeah, we want Metallica. Yeah. In Saudi Arabia, and Lawyers are like, well, look what let's do. We're gonna make those people in Saudi Arabia. Their nose is gonna come out. Their testicles gonna come out their nose. We're gonna play We're gonna play some rock and roll. He did Ray James. Yeah, stuff like that. Hey. Journey can go there. Def Leppard in this moment could go there if they wanted to. It'd be a little bit scary to go in there, but whatever. Alright, so anyway, and just how much could the Kingdom shell for WWE? Well, the coach believes WWE could be sold for somewhere between $15 to $20 billion. Dollars. That's a lot of money. He says, I think 15 billion is the number. I think 15 to 20 billion would make everybody whole, and that would be a drop in the bucket for whatever fund they're taking that money out of. Now, with the Royal Rumble set to take place in Saudi Arabia this month, WrestleMania 43 heading there in 2027, the groundwork seems more than coincidental. But take this with a grain of salt, because everything that Coach says is kind of not, not facts, not accurate. So take it with a grain of salt. But if it is accurate, his sources are accurate, WWE could be headed for its biggest ownership change yet, and it might be sooner than most expected. Wow. So, Coach, if you're right, and, the Saudi Prince buys the WWE for about $15 to $20 billion, it's going to be insane. We have more pay-per-views, probably. I don't think we're going to have pay-per-views here in the States. That side is like, no USA. You here, stay here. Stuff like that. Play with our sand. Stuff like that. Why no camel? Stuff like that. Maybe have the Saudi Prince, show up on, actual WWE TV, not, on Peacock or or not Netflix per se, but it's showing himself on actual live TV, not pay-per-view wise. That'll be funny as hell. Like the first Netflix of 2028, after they buy it, they go on TV and they do a show from Saudi Arabia, and the Saudi prince comes out and he cuts a promo in Arabic, obviously, or maybe broken English, and then someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin comes and gives the Saudi prince a stunner, and everybody's like, "What?" Then Stone Cold Steve Austin gets his hands chopped off or some shit. But, no, I'm kidding. But that would be funny as hell. Like, Obafemi comes out, like, "I'm the ruler!" He just beats up the Saudi prince. Or somebody beats up the Saudi prince. And then Roman comes out and saves him, and he's like, "Acknowledge me and the prince!" Stuff like that. I don't know why he did a Vegeta impression with that. "When the prince of our sins!" But I digress. But leave me your thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think? What is going to happen? Could this thing happen? With the WWE being sold to the Saudis? How do you think this might play out? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Not like Cody say, "What do you want to talk about?" Fuck Cody. And fuck his fans too. And that's pretty much it. So, let's talk about it. What do you guys think about this possibility of WWE being sold to Saudi Arabia? It might happen, it might not. But like I said, take what Johnathan Coachman said with a grain of salt, because the sources are sort of, kind of not accurate. But we'll see. It could happen, it could not. But I just wanted to come on and talk about it, because it's a possibility. And that's that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to do my TNA Ring of Honor review and get ready for SmackDown later tonight. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so we'll talk a little bit for TNA Ring of Honor on the Kill with Demons channel. But for now, right here on the Peter Joseph channel, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your cookoot. And if you're not down with that, well, I'm sorry, but I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Go fuck yourselves, and peace!